Welcome to the end of war.
Okay guys, so this is the first match against 1AD on Artillery Battery, Sainte-Marie-Église, and a tough match for us. I would say initially that the enemy team has the stronger faction, which is Axis. They do have more cover on their point to push in from. I would say small classes with better weapons as well. I would give them that. Won't say that this what gave them the edge, what gave them the edge for sure, but they had a few advantages that we did not. Secondly, we can check here on this map, utilizing Knight Rider as our referee in the match, using his video here. You guys can see our plan was a bit basic. Sorry, I should also mention that this is at 1 hour and 2 minutes of the match because for the initial 12 minutes of the match, Knight couldn't record it because of an error that was happening on his computer due to the admin, etc. So we're starting here at 1 hour and 2 minutes, while the actual match started at 1 hour and 14. So 12 minutes have already passed. But we can see here pretty much the basis of our match here. We initially pushed to center. We left the north completely open, and we pushed one squad south, correction. We have a good defensive position there on the south. The enemy isn't really putting any pressure. They're maintaining two squads to overlook the south and the center while having one squad up on the north. So we have Satchel's squad here that was doing this direct push, which is a tough push. It's a dead field. If he places his OP here, it's a risky OP because the enemy can get close to it and destroy it. So OP is behind here somewhere, and you need to move through this. Because we do not have any map control here on the north side, the enemy is able to overwatch this crossing and just keep on shooting down and pinning down Satchel squad. So we're gonna take a look here on the video. I'll do a quick overview of what I think we did good, we didn't do good, and what we can and can improve. Period. I advised Charlie squad, which is A squad, to redeploy to the garrison up on the north and push from the garrison to the north side to try and get some contact with the enemy there, keep them busy. But they can't because the enemy already has a foothold on that north side. As you guys could see here on my cursor, they have one guy already here and four guys here maintaining those hedges. They have us pushed all the way back on the north, not because they were able to overrun us, but because we didn't put any pressure there. We did not get map control up on that north side, which was the most important in the situation here. South side maintains, we have a defensive line there. The enemy is not able to push in from behind because it's really open. So we're trying to maintain this defensive hedge here and trying to overwatch this cross. For us to push from the south, we would have to go from behind here and to the trenches where Satchel was pushing in, or pushing from here and then have to deal with the MG and an assault class here as well. But there was more guys because they knew what to overlook. They had the MGs in the correct choke points. Satchel squad is just doing the dead meat squat right there because he's got to push that center. He's getting shot from the guys up north. He's getting shot from the guys on the trenches and center. Even if his squad mates make it through here, once they get in those trenches, they get shot from the guys on the center. If they make it to the trenches, they don't get killed by the north squad first. Here I'm looking at I'm here on the south side. I'm not looking at the map, and I'm thinking, all right, Satchel he's in a dead meat zone there. He's not able to do anything because it's just not possible to do anything. It's an extremely difficult point to get in. So I take the judgmental decision to put him on the north again. As you'll hear through the comms, I think analyzing the whole match, this might have been a wrong decision from my part here, because by removing Satchel from the center, I allowed them to remove my OP and flank us from the center. When if Satchel was there, that wouldn't have happened. Baker, leave the center. Go north. Focus on north. Let's do a.
Copy.
Let's do different here. Here you're already able to see Satchel Squad is no longer in the center because I've asked him to go north and support Ace Squad. And the enemy is pushing free of any contact from that center hedge because Satchel Squad isn't there. As per my command, they're able to put all the pressure onto us here on the south, and they're able to take out our OP. Once they do take out our OP on the south, my squad pretty much for the rest of the game is not relevant. Period. We just try and push them out, but they're maintaining us pretty well. So you can look here at the map. If you check that attack, able attack marker, you can see there's no longer an able OP. You can look at to the right side, or you can see the blueberries there. Able squad, my squad. We got pushed back, and we're going to be fighting for that item sector and hotel 4 sector there. Keep at 6 and 3 for the entirety of the game. And we're not able to do what I intended, which was to have my squad control this, at least, and not allow the enemy team to do this, so that the North squad could be doing this. This was my judgment call when I asked Satchel to go north. This was what I had in mind, to be able to occupy the enemy south, make sure they didn't get an overwatch from the center to the north guys. But as we lost the OP for failure of us, the enemy is able to stay center, watch north, hold us south, and fight north, which at the end it just means that we're throwing ourselves to their defensive lines. Here you can see that what the enemy was doing to us in the south side. They had one squad here, just very well positioned, holding these ruins houses, holding the correct hedge to hold, to be able to stop our push from this position here. We're going to be playing on artillery battery as well as the Germans, and what they're doing is what we have to do. Be able to force the enemy team, in this case the allies, to those dead fields right there, you know? These dead fields, these open spaces, where we can stay behind the hedges and pick them off. Here is a perspective from the north, where we had two squads, Satchel and Ace, trying to push in. Still utilizing here open fields, which was something I really didn't want you guys to do. But we're simply facing a good defensive line. They're all positioned, they're holding the correct hedges, the correct choke points, and it's just a very tough point for us to push in afterwards. And here in the enemy team, the match is about to end, and the enemy team does what they should do is to collapse into the point, maintain that center position, and make sure that for the remaining 2 minutes they hold that center point. Congrats to the enemy team, they played better. I don't really think we did anything good in this match, from my perspective. I don't think there's any good. Yeah, no, I don't know. There's not. From my perspective, perhaps you guys have it different, but from my perspective, we did not do anything positive in this match. It was a very bad match. I include myself. I had a terrible match. I made very bad decisions. I missed a lot of important shots. I think it was just a very bad match as a team. Alright guys, so this is the second match that we played against Lost Legion in Hospice. I would say that we had more positive things on this match than we had on the first one. I would say that this team, in theory or in paper, was stronger than 1AD. So I guess that's congrats to us there for or not lost against the team that should be the underdogs, and then won against a team that is once again in theory superior to us. Uh, all in all, the plan was still the same. If you don't recall, north side would be Ace's responsibility, Charlie's squad, Center, Baker, and Abel would be on the south side. Take a little look here. Once again, I'm going to try and get the overview, see what we did good, see what we did bad, and what we can improve here. So then we can discuss it on the Wednesday mandatory. Okay, so you guys can see Satchel doing an amazing pusher in the center. The enemy team also doing a good pusher in the center. Not sure if you're able to see here. It was a little small red dot because it's in 720p, and they're putting one squad up on the north. I believe what they're doing here is exactly the tactic that Satchel suggested, which is here on the south they're putting one squad leader. The squad leader is going south to place an OP, but his squad members are going center. So they're having one full squad with one squad leader here, the squad that plays center, plus another 5 guys to put enormous cap pressure on that point. And this should be something we should do as well. A squad leader should go where he needs to be, where he needs to defend that sector, place that OP, and have his squad members push that center to get that cap pressure on the center. And once they start dying, they would spawn on the sector they need to defend, instead of us dividing it like this. Because Satchel and Ace mentioned to me, and they mentioned correctly, we're not perhaps getting enough pressure initially onto the point. And maps like this, where there's a key house that you need to hold, we might try and focus on that instead of spreading out and getting map control. So the objective would be to take center, once taken, spread out like a rubber band, you know? Take center, spread out to get map control. On the map, South squad, we're doing what I wanted our squad to do, which is to spread out and have that map control. You can see my markers, able markers. This is what I wanted them to hold, this direct line here. So OP is here. I wanted my squad to push in and maintain a front line from the defense to the attack, be able to push the enemy here. Baker's squad is pushing into the point, and Charlie's doing a good job pushing up to the north. Here, in theory, we're doing a hell of a job. We're maintaining map control, and we're pushing what we need to be pushing. So this here is one of the examples that in the match as well really frustrated me, because I'm able to get behind their enemy lines. You guys can see here, this is my cursor, and I'm going to be talking in command chat, and I'm going to be asking things, I'm going to be asking intel from the squad leaders, and I get no response. If I'm behind their lines, let's communicate, let's have a plan. You need to give me markers. I'm asking, I'm talking, let's give markers, let's make sure we have a plan. We just got an infiltrator on their lines, let's work out a plan, let's communicate, okay? You'll be able to see there, this is myself here, and I'm going to be able to be flanking. I do not place an OP, because I do not want to lose his south side.
How accurate is that OP, guys? Talk to me.
Here I'm mentioning a Charlie OP marker that Charlie has placed here.
Whoever marked that OP, how accurate? Charlie, Ace.
Not accurate.
Oh.
Smallest.
I ask it multiple times. If you mark, I ask it once, you gotta give me a response right away, because this way I'm just trying to enforce you to speak. Yes, if you're in a fight, sure it happens, but remember the communication, respond after you
on the
die.
north, Ace.
Here I'm trying to clear the OP in the north, or find it because I assume they're gonna have some sort of OP over here. Not the one that he marked, but the one that the enemy team probably has here. You can see my marker here. I'm gonna go up to the hedge and check if the enemy team has an OP there. He does not. I come back and I get taken out by DMG here on this house. Where is the enemy pushing from? How are they doing? Like there was no markers from where the enemy infantry was. How are you being pressured on? Where would they putting in more pressure? Like there's no communication. I think this is something we've been
No
missing.
OPs here on this edge. Charlie, talk to me. What's happening there? Would you need help? Where they're pushing?
I ask once again for intel and I get nothing. Something we do.
Alright guys, talk to me. What's happening?
something that we've been missing, and it's reoccurrence. Is squad leaders, we need to talk, we need to communicate. Can't you, you're a squad leader, it's your responsibility to be able to do both, okay? It's your responsibility to be more situational, to have more situational awareness than your fellow squad member, okay? It is also a responsibility of the squad member to not put so much responsibility on the squad leader, so that the squad leader is able to focus on the bigger picture, if that makes sense. You, as an individual squad member, need to know what to do. If you need to cover that sector, you need to find your way to cover that sector. So Satchel here, you communicate in a bit that this guy here, you assume he flanked it from the south. This guy does not flank from the south. He comes from here, this edge is here, because your entire squad is here. Just because you need to attack the center doesn't mean you necessarily need to be here, okay? You need to spread out your squad. Make sure they keep pushing in. Spread them out. Because if you're all focused here, your squad is all here, Satchel, then my squad needs to be this, doing this. Bam, all the way down there. That's 6 guys to cover all of this. Too much cover to areas to cover. A squad did great here in the north side. They did what they're supposed to do, keep them busy, push out. But I think you need to be more aggressive, Ace here. Push them out, kill them, push, 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 push. You need to be more aggressive. Me here does break us from the south here. They start pushing from here, and then he takes out our RP and they're pushing here south. We're gonna have to do a reset, and that reset is gonna cost us. My squad and Baker's squad has to do a reset.
That's 15 minutes.
Come again, Masp?
No, just push. Continue pushing. We're gonna try and collapse to the point. We're just gonna leave the south there.
So here Satchel suggests that we push directly into the point, try and collapse to the point. I agree with his decision. We eventually tighten our map control, leave that far southern side open, but get closer with Baker squad. As per Satchel request and suggestion, they needed more pressure on that center. We do so, and we'll start to get more ground as we put 12 men onto that center point. The enemy has full south control here, as you guys can see. Is they've got the center. The only sector that is putting any pressure on the enemy is that north side, as you probably not be able to see. But over here, there's one, and I assume Charlie squad is right behind here. My squad lost the south. Baker couldn't hold the center as well, and the fact that we pushed these guys through is one hell of a positive point, because it is open field and we had no map control for 2 sectors, important, more than important sectors. So here Satchel's gonna suggest a certain flank, and I'm gonna deny him that. He needs to put the pressure in the center. I did this because of the first match we played, where my decision of removing Satchel from the center was vital for our defeat. Once he suggests going for the south, I tell him no. I understand it's a shitty job to be in the center, but continue the pressure. Continue the pressure. We also lost the north side completely, so Charlie is also regrouping here and pushing with Satchel. The enemy has the north, which is very important as well. They're able to watch this crossing, so they funnel us in to this center where we're gonna have 2 squads pushing, and my squad is gonna try to do this move to both sides here, to try and come up behind them, or to try push directly into this and into this, or to like this. The enemy had map control for sure. They also avoid the south because they see there's no contact there besides guard, and they're going to be focusing on the center and the north. So right here we just doing direct contact with the enemy. They're holding one side of the center, we're holding the other side. We have a few squads, 4 guys pushing, or so 1 squad pushing from that south side. My squad is able to repel them and not lose our OP, which excellent job there for my guys. But very close. 1 grenade could have taken out an OP, get a reset, and then these 4 guys could have cleared all the other OPs as well. Here we start getting a breakthrough. We just keep on throwing smokes and trying to get in that house and control the surroundings of that house. And we kind of just say F it, and we just push into that point with everything we got. You die, redeploy, push in. With Ace's OP there, Charlie Squad is going to be able to come up behind them. We're going to pinch them in here. This is a good flank by the enemy team, but it's going to be a bit too late. Once they get here to where we were before, we're already going to have this in control, and it's just going to be um, just a close quarter fight, I would say, that they're not able to win. Here, as you guys can see, they've lost that center point because of overwhelming pressure. We just kept throwing people at them. We were able to trade because we had close OPs to redeploy to and reinforce. If one of our guys died, it wasn't a big deal. If one of their guys died, that meant one guy less in that house. The guys from the south, as you guys could see, they're no longer here because they lost that push. They were repelled back from our guys as well. With that collapse from Charlie Squad from behind, having two squads keeping them busy, these guys here, they couldn't do much because we just throwing smokes, keep on pushing, and we had a few guys here keeping them busy also in the north. So I would say good flank from Ace, good persistence by Abel and Baker squad. And once we eliminate the OPs, they have to reset, as you guys can see here, and we have the squad on the south that is now trying to collapse into the point to see if they could put any sort of pressure before it's too late, but it will be too late for them. And here you can see we have the OPs in the point. They're going to be trying to collapse into the point. They're pretty much playing on our side now, but they're not going to be able to because we got the entire team in that center. Every time they try to push in, they're in our position now. We pick them off. That's GG's for us. We took the win on the last minute of the match. It was a good win. We did some very good things, and the enemy did a lot of mistakes as well, I would say. But it didn't feel like a secure win. It didn't feel like a safe win, if that makes sense. It seems like that any win that we have, we either completely overrun the enemy and we're clearly superior to them, or it just kind of ends up on being luck. I'll also do a review of the stats in terms of outfragging the enemy, and I feel I speak for myself. I missed way too many shots in a match like this. And the thing is, on an 18 versus 18 tournament, being able to be better than your enemy at gunplay is vital for winning a match like this.